Hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. If you are new here, come on in and join the family. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and remember the notification bell because that way you'll be reminded every time I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create lovely DIYs using mostly items that I find at the Dollar Tree. I try to keep all of my DIYs budget friendly but easy to do. If you want to see what I created, then keep watching. Happy Friday. I am so excited we made it to Friday. What a blessing this is. I'm happy to be sharing with you today in this video some of my simple and easy DIYs that I have created. For this first DIY, I'm going to be using a pack of these painter sticks, and I purchased these 3 in a pack for $1.19 at Walmart. I will be using 2 of these inserts from these wooden boxes that the Dollar Tree sell. Now, if you have one of the bigger crates that the Dollar Tree sell in the craft section, you can use that. But I'm trying to get rid of some of these inserts because I have so many left over from previous DIYs. I also will be using some of that Greenery from Hobby Lobby for 74¢, and I have some of my Dollar Tree foam blocks. I also will be using some of my antique wax color chalk paint, and I do purchase my paint at Walmart, and so I'm going to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is line these painter sticks up with the curved ends facing the bottom. And I'm just going to get these lined up so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to glue these 2 boxes together with the openings facing each other. I'm going to glue this box down to these painter sticks, and I want the painter sticks to be the same width as the box. And so what I'm going to do is just make sure that everything is even before I glue it down. And the space in between them, I'm just going to make sure the space is equal as long as the sticks lined up with the box. And I'm going to make sure that everything is level. You can eyeball this if you can see it pretty good, but I'm going to have to use my ruler just to make sure that everything is straight before I glue it down. And now I'm just going to add my hot glue. And I'm going to glue it right on top of the sticks, and I'm going to double check everything, making sure that everything is straight before I press it all the way down. And now that everything has been glued together, everything is straight and sturdy. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with that chalk paint, and I'm going to paint the DIY. And now that I have painted it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that jute, and I'm just going to cut off a couple of pieces. I'm going to attach this jute to my planter because this is how it's going to hang on the wall. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot on each side of these jute strings. And what I'm going to do after I tie the knots on both ends, I'm going to go in with my scissors and I'm going to cut off the excess jute up to the knot. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that hot glue, and I'm going to glue these knots right in the front of each of the sticks on the end, and I'm going to put enough glue to make sure that the knots stay. And now that that is complete, all I have to do now is go in and add my little foam blocks to the little boxes, and I'm going to add in my greenery, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them down a little bit so they can fit snug down in the little boxes. And so once I add my greenery, this DIY is complete. I really like how that turned out. So simple, but so cute. And now I'm going to get started on the second DIY for today. My Dollar Tree items will be one of these pictured frames. I have some of this floral that I chose, and I will be using some of this jute cord. And the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to remove this glass and this pictured from this frame. I actually already have this same DIY completed, but I wanted to create another one so I can have a pair. And so what I'm going to do first is I am going to take this jute and I am going to completely wrap this frame with this jute. And how I'm going to get started is I'm just going to tie a little knot on the end. And so what I'm going to do is I am just going to start wrapping this entire frame. And as I wrap a few, then I'm going to add some glue, then wrap some more. Now you will catch a groove with this process. It looks like it's going to take a long time, but actually you'll get the groove and it won't take long. Like I said, I did create this already before, but I realized that I needed another one because it's something that I think should have been in pairs. So I'm just going to continue this process. And I'm going to continue to wrap this frame, and when I get to my corners I'm just going to wrap a little extra to make sure that nothing peeks out on the corners. And I did go around my corners extra just to make sure nothing peeked through. And so I'm just going to tack it down with my hot glue and cut off the excess jute. And so this is how it's looking now, and what I have to do now is add my floral. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this floral down to make sure that it's not taller than the frame. And then I'm going to flip the frame over and I'm going to add some glue to the stem and I'm going to tack it right down. It looks like I need to clip off maybe a little bit more of this stem first. And so now I think that's the right size, and I'm just going to add my glue and I'm going to press it down and make sure that it connects real good and that it stays. And now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut off a few pieces of this jute, just measuring it to make sure that it's the size of the frame. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this jute to the back of this frame so that you can hang it, but I don't want a lot of the jute to show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it down on the sides as well as a little bit on the top and just leave just a little bit so it can hang. And I'm just making sure that it's connecting because I just want a little bit of the jute to show, and that's perfect. And so this is how this DIY turned out, and that's my second one. So now I have a pair, and I am going to get started on the final DIY for today. From the Dollar Tree, I have one of these little wooden pictures. I have some of that little foam block. I also have from the Dollar Tree 4 of these coasters, and one of them say life is beautiful, laugh often, and then the other two are just some color designs, but I think these are cute. I didn't have these for a while, so I was ready to create something with them. I have some of that floral that I used in the previous DIY. I just took off the leaves, and then I have one of my Greenery bunches from Walmart, and these are 97 cents. Also for this DIY, I will be using some of that anti-wax color chalk paint. And what I'm going to do is I am going to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to take my wire cutters and just remove the little hanging piece off the back of this wooden frame. Also, I'm going to just take my scissors and put them right up under this little metal piece on top of this frame, and once you slide your scissors under there, it pop off really good. I'm just adding it to each corner so the little screw can pop up. Now that I have that off, it does have a little, it looked like little burlap ribbon on top, but that's actually cute. I will only remove it if I was going to paint that part, but that's the bottom, so I'm going to leave that there. Now, I really do not have to paint the inside of this because you will not see it, but I'm just going to paint the whole thing. Well, I'm going to paint the inside and around it, but I'm not going to paint the bottom of it. And now that I have finished that, what I'm going to do is I am going to take these coasters and I am going to insert them into this wooden frame and form a box. Now these fit perfect in this frame. I'm just going to add some glue to the bottom of the first one, and I'm going to place it right down. And I'm just making sure that I glue the ones with the seams down on the opposite side of each other. And now I'm just going to add that piece first to make sure that it fits snug, and it does. I wanted to do that before I add the glue, just to double check. And so I'm going to add glue to the bottom of this one as well as on the sides, because I want to make sure that everything is secure. So I'm just adding extra glue on the side. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I'm going to go in on the sides before I add this one with some glue, and then I'm also going to add glue to the one that I'm going to insert. And so now I have the little planter box all together, and this is how it looks. And what I'm going to do is in between those creases, I decided to just add some jute cord right there. And I'm going to add some cord right behind in these creases as well. And now that everything is complete, my planter box is done. And all I have to do now is add my little foam block and my floral and greenery. Now I am going to cut my greenery down some so it can fit down in this little planter box. And so I'm just going to make sure that my greenery fits snug down in a little planter box. And as for this floral, I'm actually going to clip these off. I just wanted a touch of the floral, and so I wanted to add these in separate. And once I add all of these in, this DIY will be complete. And so I'm just going to spread my greenery out a little bit. And here's a look at all of the 3 DIYs that I created today. I'm so glad that I decided to create a second frame. I think these are so cute. And I believe that they should have been in pairs. And that's why I decided to create a second one. And how cute is this little planter box that I created using those coasters. You have left often on one side and you can flip it over and its life is beautiful on the other side. And I paired that with a previous DIY that I created. I really like how these turned out. They are so cute, so simple, but are so cute. And I got a chance to use these coasters. I didn't have these coasters for so long, and I actually have some other cute ones. So I'm glad that I'm starting to use them. I think it turned out really nice. And I also like how my wall planter turned out as well. I think this is so simple but so cute. I really like how this turned out, and I know that I am going to create a second one of these as well. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate your support. It means so much to me. If you have a favorite, in the comment box down below, let me know which one of these are your favorite. I love them all. They all are so cute. Thank you again for watching. And until next time, stay safe.